exercise is called sit to stand. You want to start in a seated position. You also want to make sure that your back is straight throughout the entire exercise and that your feet are shoulder width apart. You can then cross your arms over your chest, or you can have them here at your hips. While maintaining that straight back, you can then hinge at the hips, shifting your weight to your toes and carefully standing up. You want to try to keep your knees from going over your toes. And when you're done, you can go ahead and carefully sit back down. Here's a side view. Again, keep your back straight, feet shoulder width apart. You carefully hinge at the hips and shift your weight to your toes, standing up, and go ahead and sitting down carefully. Now, if that's a little bit too difficult, you can go ahead and just do a quarter squat where you're slightly bending your knees, keeping your back straight. Now, if this exercise is too easy, you can go ahead and do a regular squat. This exercise is called hip abduction. You want to make sure that you have something like a chair to the side of you for support. Throughout the whole exercise, we're going to keep our feet pointed forward, shoulder width apart, proud chest, head up. Now, the leg that is closest to the chair, we're going to have a slight bend in the knee, while the other leg starts to lift slowly away from your body. You can then bring your leg back to your body, slow and controlled, hovering the floor. Now, if this is a little too difficult, you can go ahead and do the same motion here, where you're lifting your leg away from your body, but upon return, your foot can lightly tap the ground. This exercise is called seated hand squeeze. You want to start in a seated position with your feet on the floor, shoulder width apart, and chest facing forward. Now you can place your hands together and in between your thighs and squeeze for 5 seconds. Now, if this is too easy, you can squeeze for 10 seconds. Or you can go ahead and grab a ball, place it between your thighs, and squeeze it for 5 seconds. So for tandem stance with head turns, make sure you have a chair next to you just in case you need to grab onto it for support. But for now, we'll have our hands to our sides. We will then place one foot in front of the other in a heel-toe fashion. If you need to, you can spread your arms to help assist your balance. Now we will turn our head slowly from side to side. If this is too difficult, you can narrow your stance. And if this is too easy, you can do a single leg stance, where the leg that is closest to the chair, your knee is going to be slightly bent, and the other leg is going to be slightly hovering the floor. Single leg toe tap. Make sure you have a chair next to you just in case you need to grab onto it for support. But we're going to make sure that our entire bodies for the whole exercise are faced forward and are straight. So the leg that is closest to the chair is going to have a slight bend in the knee. The leg that's furthest from the chair is going to tap to the front, tap to the side, and tap to the back. Now, if this is too easy, you can hover your foot over those 3 positions without touching the ground. So for seated reclines, you're going to want to sit on the edge of your chair, get a nice grip on the side of the chair, and you can lean back as much as you can without touching the back of the chair, and lift your legs up and hold for 5 seconds. Now, if this is too hard, you can simply just keep your legs straight, lean back as far as you can, and engage your core. For the scap squeeze, you're going to want to stand feet shoulder width apart with a slight bend in your knees and a proud chest. You're going to squeeze your back as if you're trying to hold a pencil with your shoulder blades. Avoid trying to shrug your shoulders as you squeeze your back. Now, at the same time, we'll be doing a chin tuck. Simply bring your head back straight and make a double chin. We'll be doing these exercises together and holding it for 5 seconds. For Scaption raise, we're going to make sure we are standing feet shoulder width apart, slight bend in our knees, and a proud chest. When we raise the weights, we are not going to raise in front of us or to the side. We're going to raise right in the middle of those 2 movements at 45 degrees. We want to make sure that we avoid shrugging our shoulders as we lift our weights. We also want to avoid having our pinkies going up in this motion. So if you don't have weights, you can use cans, and if cans and these weights are too heavy, you can perform without the weights. So for bicep curls, we want to stand feet shoulder width apart, slight bend in our knees, and a proud chest. We want to glue your elbows to your side. Now at the beginning, you want to have your hands to be in a position where your thumbs are facing forward. As you start to curl, your palms begin to face up. Slowly control the weight as it comes down. Keep your elbows still throughout the movement. Now, if you don't have dumbbells or bands, you can use cans.